Some celebrations mean €100,000 fines, while others get you banned for life. These are the moments where players didn't just celebrate goals, they weaponized them. From Adebayor's revenge sprint to a teenager getting his team banned from a stadium, we're counting down football's most savage celebrations. I want you to picture this. You're Emmanuel Adebayor. You've endured years of abuse from Arsenal fans after your bitter fallout with the club and relatively cheap £25 million move to Manchester City. Now, while facing your old club for the first time, you score a brilliant header, channel your inner Usain Bolt, and do the unthinkable. The chaos, it was priceless. The fallout, even better. Missiles rained down, stewards panicked, and the FA slapped Emmanuel with a £25,000 fine and 2 match bans suspended for 3 games. Adebayor's message was clear. This is what you lost. And Arsenal fans, well, they're still bitter about it 15 years later. His disrespect is nothing compared to the next celebration, though. In 2019, Gareth Bale didn't just score a dagger in a Madrid derby, he twisted it with one of the most infamous hand gestures in football history. Bale had spent years being mocked by Atletico fans as a parasite for his high salary and bench role at Real Madrid. After slotting home a penalty against Atletico, Bale turned to the crowd, lifted his arm, and mimicked cutting his sleeve, a gesture in Spanish culture that roughly translates to "go F yourself." The backlash, instant. Atletico fans erupted, pundits called it classless, and La Liga wanted to hit him with a 2-game ban. Fortunately for Gareth, he got off the hook. And honestly, for a guy who'd been benched, booed, and written off, the audacity was almost respectable. What this next guy did to clap back at opposition fans, though, was far from that. When Everton fans accused Robbie Fowler of snorting cocaine, he didn't just call BS. He trolled them on live TV in spectacular fashion. The crowd absolutely lost it. The FA fined him £32,000, a record at the time, and banned him for 6 games, calling it bringing the game into disrepute. But Fowler's response? Legendary. If they're going to make up lies, I'll give them something to talk about. Savage, yes. Petty, absolutely. And 25 years later, it's still the perfect example of how to clap back at haters, if you're willing to pay the price, of course. It has to be said, though, that this next celebration was equally as legendary. Nicholas Bendtner had one job at Euro 2012. Don't get naked. But after scoring against Portugal, he ripped down his shorts to reveal something truly magnificent. Paddy Power branded underwear, a stunt so blatant, UEFA fined him €100,000 and banned him for 1 game. The funniest part? Bendtner didn't even have a sponsorship deal, he'd just done it for the meme. The Danish FA was furious, understandably calling it unacceptable. But let's be real, fans thought it was hilarious and absolutely loved it. In a tournament full of boring corporate ads, Bendtner's chaotic energy and cheeky banter was refreshing. Too bad his lucky underwear didn't work. Denmark lost that match 3-2. Jamie Vardy has never been one to shy away from a bit of banter either, but this was next level petty. During Leicester's 2-0 win over Tottenham in 2021, Vardy sealed the game with a penalty. And as a way to get back at the club who rejected him as a youth player, he turned to the Spurs fans after scoring, trolling them in the most Vardy way ever, grabbing the Premier League badge on his shirt and pointed at it like he was reminding Tottenham of something significant. The message, clear as day, you'll never win this. Spurs supporters lost their minds, but Vardy, he was living for it. This wasn't just a disrespectful celebration, it was a psychological dagger. No fines, no bans, just pure, unfiltered shithousery. And honestly, for a guy who built his career on winding people up, this might be his best effort yet. Another Prem player who also enjoys a good Tottenham wind-up is none other than Neil Maupay. Maupay is the king of calculated disrespect, and this might be his career masterpiece. In 2023, Brighton faced Spurs, and after scoring, Maupay mimicked James Maddison's signature dart celebration right in front of him. Why? Because Maddison had just done it a week earlier after scoring against Maupay's old club, Brentford. This was revenge served ice cold, and Maddison's face absolutely priceless. The internet, though, divided. Some called it unnecessary and insulting. Others hailed it as elite trolling. The best part, Maupay admitted he planned it. I saw him do it last week, so I thought, why not? 100% menace behaviour. No fines, no apologies. Just pure, beautiful pettiness. Meanwhile, over at Arsenal, Miles Lewis-Skelly decided to break the internet with his celebration back in 2023. Now, most 17-year-olds are just trying to impress their coaches. Lewis-Skelly. He had other ideas. After Haaland mocked Arteta with his stay humble jibe a few weeks earlier, Skelly flipped the script to troll City's star striker. After Lewis-Skelly scored, he dropped to his knees and took aim right back at Haaland. Fans went wild. Was it disrespectful? Maybe. Was it hilarious? Absolutely. Because while Haaland does it to mock defenders, Lewis-Skelly did it as payback. No feud or rivalry between the two specifically. Just a teenager with zero fear and all the audacity on the planet. All Haaland could do was take it in his stride and laugh it off. Because at the end of the day, it was just a young gunner proving that confidence is key. Even if it means rubbing a few City fans the wrong way. The next celebration on our list though, well, this one wasn't received by the Sky Blue supporters anywhere near as well. Joey Barton has never been one for subtlety. But this was a career highlight in pure, unfiltered disrespect. After getting sent off against City in 2012, his former club, Barton decided to go out in flames. First, he kneed Sergio Aguero in the back. Then, as players rushed to confront him, Barton grabbed Vincent Kompany by the throat. But the pièce de résistance, as he was being dragged off, Barton turned to the City bench and did something crazy. Miming, counting money. Wow. A not-so-subtle dig at his former employers, Manchester City's billionaire owners. The fallout. A 12-match ban, a £75,000 fine, and eternal villain status at the Etihad. But Barton, zero regrets. They bought the league, I just reminded them, he later smirked. Savage, stupid, and just so Joey Barton. Yeah, this next celebration, though, was so disrespectful that it got the player's entire team banned from a stadium. Now, most teenagers celebrate their first professional goals with a smile. Vinicius Jr. He went straight for the jugular. Back in 2018, a 17-year-old Vinicius was playing for Flamengo against Botafogo in a high-stakes Rio derby. In the 94th minute, with Flamengo already leading, Vinicius scored a ridiculous solo goal, then dropped to his knees, put his hands to his face, and mocked Botafogo players for crying in a famous 2008 defeat. The disrespect, calculated, the fallout, nuclear. Botafogo's president lost it, banning Flamengo's entire team from their stadium until Vinicius apologised, which of course he never did. Instead, he doubled down saying, "I just wanted to have fun." And fun he had, because this was a generational troll move, proving that even as a kid, Vinicius had the savage mentality of a superstar in the making. Unfortunately for this next guy, what might have been savage in his head was totally unforgivable in the eyes of the world. Giorgos Katidis crossed the line in 2013 when, after scoring for AEK Athens, he raised his arm in arguably the worst way someone can... The stadium fell silent. Teammates froze. Within hours, Greece's Football Federation banned him from the national team for life, calling it an insult to humanity. Katidis claimed ignorance, denying it, saying it was just a youth gesture. Yeah, but nobody bought it. Clubs blacklisted him, sponsors fled, and his career virtually ended overnight. It became a cautionary tale. Football has zero tolerance for hate. Even now, a decade later, his name is synonymous with the darkest moment in goal celebration history. Disrespectful? Absolutely. Iconic? No doubt. These celebrations walk the line between legendary and liable, proof that football isn't just about goals, but the drama that follows. So, who topped your savage celebration list? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to smash like before you go. Thanks for watching.